Hey guys, what's up? Bob here. Welcome back to PICA. So, today we're going to be looking at my match against the Denver Dashers. So, the Denver Dashers are coached by Jesus. He's an interesting guy. And he went ahead and picked his team. I think he had somebody else help him with it. It's pretty interesting. It has a lot of threats and a lot of really bulky things. We looked at it a little bit last time, but I'm going to look at it a bit more in depth right now. So, let's go ahead and look at it. So, he's packing Mega Lopunny, Keldeo, Suicune, Dragalge, Tangrowth, Regirock, Rotom, Standard Form, Tornadus Therian, Reuniclus, Zoroark, and Typhlosion. So, what does that mean for me? Well, Mega Lopunny has a nifty pair of stats, normal fighting, and the scrappy ability, which means that nothing really, I don't think anything in the game resists both of its stabs because of that ability. Ghosts are not immune to him. So, him or her, I suppose. So it could be really, really nasty. He's also got a Keldeo, and I tend to play a lot of hyper offense, so I was really worried about that Keldeo. I always have a hard time with them. As far as his bulky stuff, Suicune and Tangrowth and Regirock are all stupid bulky. Especially that Tangrowth. That could be something that I really have to watch out for, especially if I was packing a lot of physical attackers. Basically, with the Regenerator ability, Tangrowth is pretty... It's not impossible, but it's really, really hard to kill. Just because whenever it switches out, it gains a third of its health back. Another Regenerator user he has is the Tornadus Therian, who's faster than my Tornadus. And I think he can put it on Reuniclus, but nobody really runs that. They all run Magic Guard, which is fine. He's also got the Regirock. I wasn't super worried about it, though, because Regirock doesn't really do anything that Tangrowth doesn't, and Tangrowth does it better. But that Suicune, that's probably going to be the biggest hurdle to try and get over. That thing does not take damage. So, we're really going to have to work, wearing that down. So, that could be a problem. As far as his other stuff, Reuniclus, really hard to kill. It's a really, really nasty attacking psychic type. One of the higher special attacks around, and really good bulk on both sides. It can run Trick Room, but looking at a lot of the stuff on his team, he's not really going to want to run it. Lopunny, Keldeo, and, his Tornadus, they don't really benefit from it. Stuff that he didn't bring, or I knew he wouldn't bring, but, was still kind of looking at. Typhlosion and Zoroark. Zoroark, maybe. It's pretty difficult to plan for. I was actually thinking of drafting it when I was looking at my original team build. I opted not to, but that's okay. And my dog's here. Hi, Dory. But anyways, he's also got the Typhlosion. I figured he wouldn't bring that. Fire type, I have a rain team. So, anyways, yeah, that's basically what he had that he could potentially bring. Hey, Dory. Dory's here with me. Let's go ahead and look at what he did bring. So, he brought his Tornadus, his Rotom, his Reuniclus, his, Oh gosh, what's it called? Suicune. Dragalge, and his Lopunny. Now, this Dragalge is insane. If you don't know what it does, basically it has an ability that makes it so that he, has basically double power on his stabs instead of 1.5. So Poison and Dragon, which are not exactly stuff that you resist both of, unless you have a really nasty steel. Luckily, I did have steals. I had 2 steals. So basically, I had a Jirachi, who was a Calm Mind user. Calm Mind, Substitute, Psyshock, and Flash Cannon. My Cobalion was Rocks. It had Volt Switch, which I didn't really know Cobalion got, but I'm very happy it does. It also had Close Combat, which was probably a mistake on my part, but I wanted to have something for that Regirock. Although Iron Head definitely would have done the job as well. So that was not my best move. Looking at the rest of my stuff, I had a Slurpuff, because I figured if I could get a nice Slurpuff sweep going, that would be really cool. Fairy is a good attacking type, but I think it was definitely a mistake to bring it, because he's got a lot of resists, a lot of really bulky stuff, and not really any opportunity for me to set up. So, I don't know. Probably not my best move. I did have Drain Punch on it, though. I thought, oh man, that'd be super cool if I could, get on that Belly Drum, get the Citrus Berry, get a couple of drain punches off, be back at full health. That'd be really cool, but it didn't happen that way. I also brought Scarf Crocodile because I always bring Scarf Crocodile. He's so good. I brought a physically bulky Mega Venusaur. That was kind of my answer to his Lopunny, and it sort of worked, but eh. And then I brought a Choice Scarf Rotom Wash as well. I love my Scarfers. If you watch a lot of my older videos, I ran at least 2 Scarfers per team. I've kind of grown out of that, but I wanted to have it. It was my switcheroo user, and the idea was I was going to switcheroo a Choice Scarf onto one of his walls. It didn't really play out that way. But anyways, let's go ahead and look at the battle. So, my opponent's going to go ahead and lead with his Rotom, as I lead with Rotom Wash. We both end up Volt Switching. I'm faster. Information for later. Either that or Speed tie. I think I'm faster. But anyways, I go into Venusaur as he Volt Switches, which was kind of obvious, honestly. So he's got this Dragalge in here. I have to switch. Now, I bring in Jirachi, hoping that I can take this really well, and I don't. I take almost 50%. I think about 50%. That's not good. So he has to switch as I set up a sub. But again, I wish I could have taken that better. I probably should have run some special defense investment. Did not see Dragalge being as big a threat as it was. So he goes Shadow Ball with his Rotom as I set up a Calm Mind. His Rotom is Specs, so I'm not sure. He scores a crit here. I'm not sure if it mattered. I kind of doubt it. Even though I was +1, I was still, like, about a third of my health, so whatever. Anyway, I go to into Crocodile and forces Rotom out as I go for a knockoff, which knocks off his Suicune's Chesto Berry, and look at that damage. That's a stab knockoff that knocked off an item. It did nothing. So Suicune is very dangerous. So I go into Rotom as he goes into Dragalge. I have to switch, so I Volt Switch out. I go into my Cobalion, and here's where I probably should have had that Iron Head, like I was saying earlier. He goes Draco, which I don't take well. So I'm going to go ahead and set up Rocks, because I need Rocks for the rest of the game. I survived this Draco Meteor, and if I had had Iron Head, I would have been able to put a hurting on whatever came in. Even if it wasn't, like, going to kill, it would have just done some damage, but Close Combat really doesn't hit anything well, except for potentially his Lopunny, and let's be honest now, I wasn't going to survive a high jump kick. It was definitely a bad move on my part. Anyways, I'm going to Volt Switch out as he Wisps. He's Specs with Wisp, which is really interesting. I'm going to Volt Switch again. Now, this thing is Scarfed. Unfortunately, I actually was running Toxic because I thought it would be more useful than Wisp, but looking at his team, honestly, it's not. Anyways, I'm going to go into Cobalion, and I'm just going to Volt Switch around. Cobalion can't really do any physical attacks anymore. So he goes into his Tornadus, takes some rocks, and takes a gnarly, I think it was a crit, with that Volt Switch. And now I can go into Crocodile and just go for the crunch here and knock him out. Unfortunately, that means he's free to go into his Lopunny and just threaten me out with a high jump kick. I think he used Return, though. I just sack off Cobalion because I feel like he wasn't going to do anything else. Which is unfortunate, but it's the case. So now I can go into Venusaur, Mega Evolve, and then just take some hits. So that's what I do. Here I should have Giga Drained, but I went for the Sludge Bomb, kind of hoping that I could poison him. It didn't happen. It would have 2-hit, though. So he returns again, and I'm going to go ahead and Synthesis up. And he's not going to be able to kill me, so he has to switch out. He goes into his Dragalge. Now, right here, looking at the Dragalge, I thought he would outspeed, so I went for the Synthesis. And he did not. So I basically wasted a turn that I could have gotten a little bit of damage off on this thing. And that really would have helped. So I'm ideally going to let him die to Life Orb, but it just doesn't happen. I'm losing health, which is fine. But I don't throw an attack at him right here. I should have. I checked the calc. There was a chance I would have killed him with a Sludge Bomb, but it wasn't guaranteed. So I didn't, and again, should have. But now I can go into Crocodile and threaten him out. Unfortunately, he makes the correct move and goes into his Rotom, letting it die to Rocks so that I don't get a Moxie boost up. He also reveals what attack I was going to use, so he can bring in his Lopunny for free. Now I go into Rotom, kind of hoping that I could survive, but I kind of knew I wouldn't. This Lopunny is brutal. I really underestimated it, unfortunately. and I'm really paying for it here. So I've got Slurpuff and Crocodile left. He sacks off his Dragology again, just letting something die to Rock so that he doesn't take, so that he doesn't give up a Moxie boost. And here I had to switch out. I thought I had to switch out. I could have stayed in on this thing. He does not have anything to hit me as far as I know. Unfortunately, I go into Slurpuff and waste kind of that switch in, which is really unfortunate. I mean, really unfortunate, because otherwise I would have been able to get that a belly drum up and potentially kill something. I think he would have just killed me with Lopunny, but I'm not sure. But I would have been able to threaten things, and that I'm just not able to now. So I'm gonna save the Slurpuff for Death Fodder later. And I throw a Crunch his way. Unfortunately, it does nothing. And even at +1, well, it does a bit, but not a lot. He gives Ice Beam. I think Scald would have killed, but it didn't matter. It was all the same. So he goes into his Lopunny, and basically the battle is hinging on whether or not he has Quick Attack. I know he's going to have Fake Out. I sack off Slurpuff, and Slurpuff dies. Now I bring in Crocodile, and unfortunately he does have the Quick Attack, and that's going to kill. Otherwise I would have outsped and killed him with Earthquake, but he had it, unfortunately. So, unfortunately I didn't pick up the win there. Kind of burned up about it. I didn't play as well as I would have liked. I was hoping that I was going to be able to do a little bit more, but I don't think my team planning was that good. I don't think my play was that good. I feel like I could have done better, but I didn't. So, let me tell you a little bit of what happened after this battle. Jesus played his Week 4 matchup and had some weird showdown glitch and ended up losing pretty bad and immediately rage quit the league. So Scoria Limit, one of my good friends who I've known for probably about 3 years now, he actually just took over the team. I have not yet played my Week 4 matchup, but the Dashers are now 2-2. So definitely something I can catch up with. And with Scoria Limit's lack of, basically, since he is picking up somebody else's team instead of, drafting his own, I don't necessarily know how strong he'll be at the very beginning here. So this might be my opportunity to pick up some ground, but it's going to be tough. I'm up against the Middle-earth Magmortars next week, and we're going to go ahead and look at their team now. They're coached by Science Guy Josh, or Science Guy Games now, and this dude is good. He's a very good battler, and he's got a really, really good record. He's 2-1, but he 6-0'd the Atlanta Braviaries the other week. He's going to be a really, really tough win. But hopefully we can do it. So let's go ahead and look at his team. He's got Kyurem Black, Mega Manectric, Excadrill, Florges, Swampert, Mineshow, Yanmega, Magmortar, Talonflame, Rotom Mow, and Bronzong. So, what does that mean for me? Well, Kyurem Black is going to be absolutely brutal. One of the best Pokemon in the game. It's just insane attack. Really, really dangerous. Mega Manectric, one of the better utility Megas. Not the insane attacker that a lot of Megas are, but it can be really, really dangerous. So, yeah, that could be a problem. Excadrill, an amazing Rapid Spinner, and again, something that could be a problem very, very easily if he happens to bring it. Florges, really good special wall. It is something I can beat, though. Swampert could be a problem. It's very physically bulky, but I don't really see it being like this insane thing that's impossible for me to take down. With a couple of rain boosted water moves, they're neutral, and with stab and rain boost, they can really hurt it. And it doesn't really have any recovery, so that's other than Florges passing a wish. Mineshow could be annoying. It's got access to Regenerator U-turn, which could be a problem, but I think I can deal with it. He's also got Yanmega, who could be a late-game sweeper if he needs it to be, so I'll have to plan around that. He's got Magmortar and Talonflame, both of whom I don't really foresee as being super problematic, just because I do have basically a ton of water types, including Rotom Wash, who can really just deal with both of them. He's got the Rotom Mow, who has a good matchup against my Rotom Wash, so I'll have to watch out for that. And he's got a Bronzong, who I could see very easily taking a knockoff from my Crocodile and allowing me to set up a Moxie Sweep. Potentially. That'd be nice. So, this should be an interesting game. Hopefully I'll win. I'll keep you updated, guys. So wish me luck next time, guys, and I will see you later. Bye!